A variety of weapons have been used so far during the strikes against Islamic State. During the initial stage of the operations, when they were trying to stop the Islamic fighters' advance, we saw laser-guided weapons such as laser JDAM used by the US Navy in strikes against predominantly mobile targets. Then, as operations moved to Syria, we saw more standoff weapons used, GPS-guided weapons such as the JDAM or small diameter bomb, and then also Tomahawk. This was because they were expecting a contested airspace, and weapons such as Tomahawk were used against difficult to reach targets which didn't require aircraft to actually enter that airspace. The aircraft were also carrying the HARM anti-radar missile, which is a clear sign that they were expecting to actually take part in suppression of enemy air defence operations. The advantage of GPS-guided munitions is that they do not actually need to be designated onto the target by a laser. So we don't need a special forces team on the ground, for example, or another aircraft to designate the target. The GPS coordinates are programmed into the weapon system, and once you drop the bomb, it's essentially fire and forget. This can be used in all weather environment, and things like smoke obscuration aren't a problem for it. These have been used predominantly against point targets where you actually have the GPS coordinates. For engaging mobile targets, you really need a laser-guided seeker or another form of homing guidance. You cannot rely on GPS alone due to the fact that the target will move, and you can't rely on one set of GPS coordinates. Weapons such as laser-guided JDAM have been used, and also the Lockheed Martin dual-mode laser-guided bomb. And this provides both GPS and laser guidance. So you can get the target into the rough area, and then the laser guidance will actually take over to engage a more mobile target. We're also seeing missiles such as Brimstone, which have active radar seekers on board in order to actually track the target to provide a true fire and forget capability. The UK provides additional capabilities that aren't currently provided by other nations involved in airstrikes. For example, their Brimstone missile provides the ability to engage moving targets with fire and forget capability provided by a millimetric radar seeker. This means that the weapon can be fired and then will actually track onto the target and then engage by itself. And this means that multiple targets can be engaged in one go, which is why we're now seeing the RAF being involved in mainly targeting tactical targets in Iraq rather than going after point targets. They also have the Paveway 4 munition, which is GPS guided and laser guided, which provides extra level of accuracy, so they can provide and actually go after point targets with GPS coordinates, or they can react to designated targets on the ground, be that designated by Kurdish fighters or designated by the aircraft accompanying the flight.